just in a bombshell is detonating across Cleveland right now. Something nobody saw coming is being whispered behind closed doors in NFL circles. It could completely rewrite the future of the Browns. Sources close to league executives are leaking a rumor. That sounds flat out impossible, but it's gathering momentum among insiders, reporters, and team personnel. One of the most polarizing contracts in modern NFL. History might be reaching its breaking point, and there's only one name attached to it. Yeah, you already know exactly who I'm talking about, and the supposed destination. Even crazier. A move that would make the dog pound explode in debate, split the fan base in half, and set the entire AFC on absolute fire. This rumor is fresh out of the locker room shadows, and if it's true, could flip the script for two franchises with decades of history behind them. Hold tight, Browns fans, because what's being whispered right now might be the beginning of a plot twist nobody saw coming. And hey, if you bleed brown and orange, hit that subscribe button. Here, we live for every rumor, every heartbreak, every ounce of hope this team gives us before this bomb dropped. Here's how things looked. Cleveland was desperately trying to rebuild its offensive identity after a season filled with injuries, chaos, inconsistency, and a mountain of pressure on Kevin Stefanski's shoulders. Meanwhile, the Las Vegas Raiders were sinking fast. Sitting at 2-6 despite bringing in Pete Carroll as head coach and Tom Brady as a minority owner. Raiders fans were praying for revival, but all they got was frustration. Geno, Smith, and Kenny Pickett couldn't spark the offense. The locker room was losing patience, and the vibe in Vegas felt like a storm cloud ready to burst. Back in Cleveland, the Browns were investing in the future. Rookies Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel were getting more meaningful reps, leaving everyone asking the same question. So, what's next for Deshaun Watson? The tension was real. And then, out of absolutely nowhere, came the rumor that tied both teams. Storylines together, a franchise desperate for a quarterback. Another franchise possibly ready to walk away from a plan that never lived up to the hype. And that's when the NFL nearly caught fire. The rumor? Deshaun Watson could be the next quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. It started gaining traction after insiders like Mary Kay Cabot at Cleveland.com and Browns-focused accounts like Sleeper Browns hinted that Cleveland might be closing in on a massive decision regarding QB4's future. Whispers from behind closed doors say the Browns are seriously considering cutting ties with Watson at the end of the season, a move that would smash the salary cap with over $135 million in dead money. But some within the front office reportedly see it as inevitable. Out in Vegas, Pete Carroll and his staff are said to be discussing a major reset at the game's most important position. And Watson's name came up as a high-risk, high-reward swing. The dots started connecting. And suddenly, the league was buzzing. Is Cleveland really ready to walk away from a quarterback they sacrificed 3 first-round picks for? And do the struggling Raiders actually have the guts to roll the dice on Watson as their next massive gamble? The reaction? Instant chaos. The rumor hit social media like a grenade. The dog pound absolutely erupted. Some fans cheered. Finally, it's time to move on from this contract nightmare. Others were furious. You really think Sanders and Gabriel are ready? It's insane. National media jumped all over it. ESPN, NFL Network, talk shows, podcasts, everyone debated it like the deal was already done. Then came the Tom Brady angle. Analysts said Brady wants a new face of the franchise, and that he understands the importance of having a quarterback who dominates headlines, especially after seeing it firsthand in Cleveland. Early in his career, total silence from the Browns front office, but reporter Tony Grossi added fuel to the wildfire, stating that many inside the building feel the Watson Browns partnership has reached the point of no return. The rookie with star-level DNA and the swagger of a seasoned veteran could become the centerpiece of Cleveland's new era. Stefanski could completely re-engineer the offense, leaning into mobility, tempo, creativity, and modern spacing instead of banking on an older quarterback with a fragile past. Over in Vegas, though, the fit gets fascinating. Pete Carroll has a reputation for reviving careers on the field and off it. Let's be real. Watson could use both right now. Carroll worked miracles with Russell Wilson, resurrected Geno Smith, and built entire systems around restoring player confidence. He might see Watson as another comeback project, a chance to reclaim a fallen star, and the Raiders certainly have the weapons. Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Michael Mayer. What they don't have is a quarterback who can command the huddle, lead the room, and strike fear into a defense. A focused, healthy. Locked-in Watson could change that overnight. But here's the real question. Can he still be that guy? The 2020 version who torched the league for 4,800 yards and 33 touchdowns in Houston. Because since arriving in Cleveland, the numbers have been brutal. 186 passing yards per game. Sure sit touchdowns. 2 interceptions. That production doesn't come anywhere close to matching a $230 million guarantee. Meanwhile, Cleveland is preparing for its next matchup. But let's be honest, nobody's talking about the opponent. The city is buzzing about only one thing. What happens to Deshaun Watson? Does he return this season? Or has he already taken his last snap in brown and orange? The draft brought excitement, sure, but the uncertainty is thick enough to cut with a knife. Every practice has reporters analyzing every throw, every expression, every whisper among teammates. Out in Vegas, local radio is heating up too. Watson's name keeps surfacing as the nuclear option. Feels like something massive is on the horizon. The kind of move that could reshape both franchises in one stroke. All right, dog pound. Sound off, do you want Cleveland to move on for good? Or do you still think Watson deserves one final shot? Drop free us if you're done with him. Or one more chance if you think there's still redemption left in QB4. Because Deshaun Watson's time in Cleveland has been a roller coaster of extremes. When he first arrived, the city believed it had finally found its franchise quarterback for the next decade. But between injuries, controversy, suspension, consistency, and disappointment, that dream slowly turned into something heavier now. Feels like that chapter might be closing, and yet the dog pound endures just like it always has. This fan base wears pain like armor. Maybe moving on from Watson isn't just a football decision. Maybe it's symbolic. A cleansing? A pivot toward something new. The Browns have a rising generation of talent, a top-tier defense, a future that can still be rebuilt with grit, heart, and resilience. And if this rumor goes from smoke to fire, if Watson actually suits up in silver and black, it will mark the end of one era and the beginning of another for both teams. Because at the end of the day, Cleveland has always been defined by one trait, resilience. So here's the real question, Browns fans. If this rumor turns out to be real and Watson lands with the Raiders, what does that mean to you? Is it relief? Or fear that he'll rediscover his old spark somewhere else? Is Cleveland truly ready to wipe this slate clean? Even if it means absorbing the steepest financial hit in NFL history. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll feature the best takes in the next video. This is Browns Nation. Loyal through the pain. Proud through the fight. Unshaken, unbroken, and forever faithful. Just in massive, landscape-shifting breaking news out of Berea has every member of the dog pound sitting up straight. A rumor that sounded flat-out impossible just a few weeks ago is now gaining serious momentum, and it could completely reshape the future of our Cleveland Browns. This is the kind of story that makes you drop whatever you're doing, glance at your phone, and say, hold on, no way this is real. Something huge, something franchise-altering is brewing behind the scenes in the NFL. And now, the name of a $275 million superstar quarterback is being directly linked to the Cleveland Browns. And this isn't just anybody. This is the kind of quarterback who could rewrite the next decade of Browns. As Football.Browns fans, buckle up. What insiders are whispering right now might be the beginning of the biggest shakeup since the franchise returned to the league. But before I tell you who has every insider in the country buzzing, take a breath and hit that subscribe button. Around here, we live and breathe Browns football. If you bleed orange and brown, if you've endured the highs, the heartbreaks, and you're still riding with this team, smash that like button because what's coming next will blow your mind. Cleveland is stuck in a strange transition year. After countless promises and heartbreaks, fans are wondering when this emotional roller coaster finally stops. rookie Dylan Gabriel has been handed the keys. He's shown flashes, no doubt, but the offense is inconsistent. The AFC North is still a battlefield. Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, every week is a war right now. The Browns are hanging on, but the uncertainty at quarterback is undeniable. The offense can't stay in sync. Its defenses are reading the plays like a children's book. The passing attack looks flat, lifeless, predictable. Fans can feel it in the stadium, on social media, in every packed bar on West 6. It's obvious. Something's missing. That one true field general who can put this franchise back on the national stage. And that's when the rumors smash through the walls out of nowhere. The kind of idea that sounds insane, till you start thinking, wait, maybe this actually makes sense. Yahoo Sports' Jason Fitz detonated the bomb. What if Trevor Lawrence became the Browns' next quarterback? Yes, you heard that correctly. Trevor freaking Lawrence, Jacksonville's golden boy. The 2021 No. 1 overall pick. The quarterback with a $275 million mega deal, being floated as a potential trade target for Cleveland. Fitz claimed the deal is actually possible. With enough salary cap creativity, it could be engineered. His co-host, Caroline Fenton. She went all in. That's like a 9 out of 10. I'd love that for Cleveland. They need stability at quarterback, and this would finally give it to them. It's when the entire conversation exploded. Sources started whispering. Agents chiming in. Insiders dropping hints. Twitter went wild. Suddenly, the same Trevor Lawrence who recently swore he'd never be traded is being mentioned in the same breath as the Cleveland Browns. It hit Ohio like a thunderbolt. Fans were stunned. When was the last time this franchise had true stability under center? The dog pound absolutely lost it. Twitter, Reddit, sports radio. Pure chaos. Some fans were ecstatic, imagining Trevor Lawrence in orange and brown. Others called it pure madness. Too much money. Too risky. Too familiar. That's what some fans said the moment the rumor dropped. One fan wrote, Trevor Lawrence, it's $275 million. Are we really going to mortgage another future? For some, the answer was an immediate no. For others, maybe. Maybe this is the shot worth taking. Another fan fired back instantly. Man, do it. We need a real quarterback. I'm tired of placeholders. Local radio turned into a battlefield wall-to-wall debate. Non-stop callers, everyone losing their minds. And the rumor didn't stay outside. It hit the locker room too. The tension was real. Stefanski tried to keep things calm. He's publicly backing Gabriel and reminding everyone that young quarterbacks go through ups and downs. But let's be honest, rumors like this shake a team to its core, especially when veterans on defense want to win right now. Suddenly, the energy in Berea feels weird, electric, nervous, a brewing storm. You can feel it everywhere across Cleveland. And no, it's not just that cold Lake Erie wind cutting through the city. So what would it really mean if Trevor Lawrence came to Cleveland? One word: stability. Since 1999, the Browns have started over 30 different quarterbacks. Think about that. 30. A revolving door of heartbreak. Forgotten names, short-lived hopes, false revivals. Trevor Lawrence would be the first quarterback since Bernie Kosar to walk into Cleveland with true, unquestioned franchise QB energy. With him, Stefanski could finally build an offense around one player's strengths, not patchwork. It's not survival mode. It's but a real identity. Picture this. A fully healthy Nick Chubb bulldozing defenses, Amari Cooper carving up secondaries with Chris Brute's David Bell working the slot with precision, and Trevor Lawrence firing surgical play-action strikes behind one of the NFL's best offensive lines. KS already thrown for nearly 2,000 yards this season with 10 touchdowns and 7 picks, decent numbers in a limited Jaguars offense. Now imagine him with an elite O-line, a top-tier defense giving him short fields, a fan base starving for a leader. The upside is enormous. Of course, the price would be painful. Multiple first-rounders, maybe even a player. But be honest. How often does Cleveland get a real shot at a young, playoff-tested quarterback with elite traits? It sounds insane until it becomes the move that changes everything. Meanwhile, the grind continues. This Sunday is Ravens week, and Cleveland is a 7. 5-point underdog at home. Gabriel is still the starter. Stefanski is preaching patience, but everyone knows what's at stake. If the offense sputters again, if the drives stall, the crowd starts groaning. The noise for a change will be absolutely deafening. Every incomplete pass, every sack, every lifeless drive. Fans will whisper the same thing. Man, if we had Trevor, this isn't just another divisional matchup. This is a gut check moment, a test of patience for the team and a test of faith for the dog pound. Because if another loss hits, the calls for a new leader, maybe even for Trevor Lawrence, will be impossible to silence. All right, dog pound, sound off. Are you rolling with Team Gabriel, or are you Olin on Team Lawrence? Drop your take in the comments. I want to see exactly where Cleveland stands. Maybe this rumor fades. Maybe it never even comes close to happening. But it's the kind of rumor that sparks something deep in every Browns fan. Hope that maybe, just maybe, this time could be different. Browns fans are built from tougher material than most. We've endured pain, heartbreak, rebuild after rebuild, and still show up because we believe in better days. Legendary comebacks, and that one Sunday when everything finally clicks. If one word defines this franchise, it's resilient. Quote, Cleveland doesn't quit. Ever. Trevor Lawrence might never wear our colors, or he might be exactly what this team has been waiting for. Time will tell. But as long as that possibility is alive, our hearts will keep pounding. Because being a Browns fan means living through chaos, pain, passion, and roaring back every single time, and no matter what happens next. The dog pound will keep barking, loud, fierce, proud, and unbreakable. Now it's your turn. Do you believe? Trevor Lawrence is the guy to flip Cleveland's future. Or should the Browns stay patient, ride it out with Gabriel, and build this thing from the ground up? Let me know in the comments. Your take might make the next video. And if your heart races every time the Browns hit the field, hit that subscribe button right now. 'Cause here, we survive the pain and celebrate the glory together.